Hello fellow YouTubers and welcome. Today I'm in the Vladivostok, the Russian Tier 8 battleship that has improved pen angles on its AP rounds, 406mm guns, 9 of them, 152mm secondaries and 100mm secondaries. She's quite a ship. What I've discovered is that, yeah, she's as tanky, if not tankier, than the Sinop. Anyway, where have we started? We're on line 9. I'm with the Shiratsuyu, the Tallinn, and the Gorges. Oh, Gorges? Gorges. Okay. Anyway, some Japanese light cruiser. Yeah. Let's see how this goes. I mean, she's not the fastest battleship out there, but with the speed flag on, she can go just over 30 knots, which gets you there. Certainly does. Okay, it's an aircraft carrier battle with submarines. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. As long as I get to sink their submarine, I'll be happy. In fact, let's not stop there. Why don't we try and sink their submarine and their carrier? Let's see if we can do the double. But I don't think I'm going to be doing it on this flank. But I just want to see how the game develops. I don't know if you've noticed this, but she's not a meta ship. I mean, the meta right now in battleships is to sit back at the 18 to 20 kilometers away from your target and just pelt them long range. In fact, some would argue further than 20 kilometers is ideal. And this is mostly because of the amount of submarines and high explosive rounds, etc. in the game now, raining fire upon you. And the Amalfi turned in. Oh well. So we missed. Fine. But that's another thing. I mean, the shells aren't much faster than the Synops, to be honest, so they are fairly easy to dodge if you know they're coming. Okay, Colorado just about to come into my gun range. So they've got a Colorado, a Nuremberg, a Mahan, and of course the Amalfi, who's just dropped his smoke. Doing the Italian smoke thing. Balzon, Colorado, firing AP. What could possibly go wrong, right? Okay, 4k damage, more than I thought I'd get. Guess we overpan.
All stations, concentrate fire on the target.
Of course, we completely overmatch the Colorado's armor with these guns, so I can fire at the Colorado pretty much at any angle with AP. But if I want to do consistent damage, I'd probably have to use a HE when he spells on at this range. Let's try that again. Huh. Lack of consistency there, but okay. Alright. These guns do excel, but they excel at closer ranges. The vertical dispersion is similar to the Synops, as in, these guns will troll the crap out of you from time to time. You fire and you'll think, why did the shells do that? Don't worry, it's a Russian thing. It's not you. It's a Russian thing. A Russian battleship thing, to be precise. Well, there really isn't much happening on this flank, is there? So I'm going to switch flanks because this is getting kind of boring. Oh, and I've just noticed there's a push going on down the river. Check your mini-map more often, Lone. Yeah. A Hawk and a Zeton are pushing mid, so I'm going to head back to sea, because I think that's where the action's at. While I was moving back, the team made short work of those guys, so... see if we can get the Zeton. Of course. Of course. A Citadel with the last shell. Of course. And a sinking. But notice the range was nice and short that time. Yeah, the team dealt with the Hawk and dealt with the Zeton. I didn't really want to show you the last 2 minutes of the game because all I was doing at that point was literally sailing very slowly towards sea. Kind of boring for you guys to watch, though. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go up the river. Yeah. I want to kill the Yorktown. I did say I was going to take out a sub and a carrier, so let's try doing that. Yeah. Yeah, our team... what you missed was our team slaughtering the Hawk and then getting the Zeton low so that I could finish him off with a Citadel. But I showed you that. Bit in between. Very boring. And I wasn't watching what they were up to over there anyway, so I'm not going to include it. I'm cutting that. Okay, we're going to follow the Shiratsuyu up the river. Very interested in what the shores and the submarine are going to do next once they've capped A as well. I'm going to keep half an eye on that situation on the minimap. If you're wondering, I'm looking at E4, E3, going into F3. The shores and the sturdy, assuming the sturdy is there, of course. Pretty sure the shores is there capping, but oh, hello. Nope, he's not where I thought he was. He's here. He's here. So with a bit of luck we might be able to take him out of the equation. Good ASW. You get 2 planes, couple of bombs each. Gets the job done. Got a direct hit and a splash. And... no. Okay, he's dived. He's gone deep. Okay. For now. Here comes the shores. Okay, I'm going to slow down. I don't think I really want to go up the river just yet. I'm just going to wait for this shores to show up. There's another hit on the sub. Direct hit. Oil, please. Uh-huh. More oil, please. More oil, please. Uh-huh. He's going that way. Okay. See what I did there? I'm just following the oil traces to get a better idea of where the sub is. Looks like I hit jackpot. Yeah. Okay, so that's the sub dealt with. And here come the torps, and there's the shores. You got torpedoes? Has the shores got torpedoes? I've got a shores, and I'm pretty sure he's got like 4-kilometer torps or something like that. Anyway, we're going to avoid those. Bye. And of course, in true typical style. 1 penetration, 1 citadel. I am noticing a pattern with these guns. Anything gets close gets citadeled. Or Russian magic, yes. Okay. Right. Okay, so we got the submarine, we got the Zeton, and we just took out their shores. I should have come to the mid sooner. I might have been able to take on the Hawk as well. Getting stuck out on a flank in a ship like this on 2 Brothers is shameful. Okay, so we're going to try and catch the Yorktown. He knows I'm coming. Surely he knows I'm coming. He's sending planes. And we've got a North Carolina to worry about. Okay, who's lower health than me? Okay. Not been a very high damage game, but then submarines don't have many hits. Shores didn't have many hits, and that Zeton was practically dead when I fired upon him, so... Times the brakes. That's World of Warships for you. Okay, we're going to come around the corner, keeping our bow at a jaunty angle to the North Carolina. And I'm going to see what I can see. Okay, he smoked himself up. Right. As they do. Well, the biggest threat in the room right now isn't the carrier, it's the North Carolina. So I'm going to split the angles between the two. And I'm going to hope my secondaries take out the Yorktown because he's low. And I'm going to focus my mains on the North Carolina. Four ricochets, okay. Decent. There goes the carrier. Secondaries dealt with that quite nicely. I'm staying on AP because I'm so close now. I can smell Russian citadels coming on. Okay, now I'm going to let the carrier do that. I don't want to show broadside to the Carolina, and I do have torpedo protection. Yeah. So, taking the torps and magic Russian guns. Oh, you stole my Kraken. I think maybe I should have aimed just a fraction lower, not on the waterline, but just a little bit lower, and I might have got a citadel there, but not a bad game, not a bad game. Okay. Don't stop watching. Stay tuned, because coming up right now is another game in the Vladivostok. Yeah, decent range of damage. Oh, and I'll do a full build and review at the end of this video. Okay, so if you guys stay tuned, or you want to just skip to that, be my guest. Yeah, decent. Okay, so let's take the Vlad for another spin. I really want to see what this thing can do. I've changed the music because I've got a little bit bored of the WoW's music, if I'm honest. So, something a little more spicy, something with a little bit more kick. Vladivostok on 2brothers again. I'm getting deja vu here. You know what? I might do something slightly different this time. Rather than go mid, I may stay on the flank and see if I can push through D. Because pushing's what this ship does very, very well. The issue I'm finding, if anything, is if you push into too many targets, you get sunk, which, yeah, is to be expected. Usually burned to death by HE spam. It's the fires that kill you, not the damage, because her decks are so well armored that they don't actually do a lot of damage to you, if I'm honest. It's the fires that tend to kill you. So even with the fast damage repair and the anti-fire build that I'm suggesting, you will find that if you come against 3 or more players that are really determined to focus you with HE, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So, what's my advice? Push into 2 or 3 ships. If one of those ships is engaged with someone else, even better. That's your opportunity to push when they're engaged elsewhere and not expecting the push. So bide your time at the start of a match is my advice. Find out where all the enemy ships are, and then plot your inevitable push for later in the match when you think it really counts, when you think you can do the most or the maximum to turn the match for your team. Now, right now, all I'm thinking about is the Benson in front of me. I'm looking after his interests. I've got a Fiji with me off the port rail. He's heading off towards G6. And above us, we've got a Surrey and a Massachusetts B. There's a very good chance they've got a destroyer in the area. Up, there's Gade. There's a Gade. There's a Gade. There isn't a Gade. Where'd he go? Okay. Could you keep him lit for me next time, CV, for God's sake? Yes, CV players, if you spot a DD, keep him lit. It's the right thing to do. With the wrong ship. He'll really appreciate the extra attention he's getting from me. Oh dear me. Okay, so we've got a Surrey and a Massachusetts B. Another thing about the Vladivostok is if you're on tier and there's slightly lower tier ships, you can risk a push into 3 of them or more. Especially if there's some tier 6s in the mix. She really does have the armor to handle it. But pick your moment. Okay, Surrey, are you really that predictable? Are you? Are you really going to turn out? And now turn into my shells? You're turning into my shells, aren't you? Yeah, he really was that predictable. Damn that Russian dispersion. Still, it's another 6k damage almost. 5,930 was that? Okay. Gade's on cap with the Benson. Benson's looking low. Gonna have to try and help our bro out here. Our Benson brother. Now you notice the Gade's got a damaged engine, so I've adjusted my aim accordingly. Yep. Okay. Although to be honest, I think the Benson had him. I think I just stole the Benson's frag. Because he might be almost heading towards Davy Jones's locker with his 2,800 hits left. But, in fairness, I think he had the Gade. I think he had him. Yumahari's pushing the river. And we're already 4 ships down with only 1 ship to talk about. A ship that me and the Benson sank between us. I can't really take credit for the ATL if I did it. So we're not doing very well, are we? Anyway, I'm going to push now. Like I said, I'm going to push through D. I'm pushing into 2 ships. A Massachusetts... Okay. Okay. Rip Massachusetts. Nice Citadel. Okay. You see Russian magic going on here. Russian magic people. Going to take on the Surrey now. So there's only really 1 enemy ship on this flank. This is perfect pushing territory for me. I can push right round to A and maybe take out their, yeah, you guessed it, aircraft carrier. Yeah, you know, you'll probably notice a theme from watching my videos. I do like sinking aircraft carriers. Funny that. Can't imagine why. Get in. Okay, now, if he's as readable as I think, he's going to turn straight into those shells. Let's see. Looking good. Over pen. I was looking for a Citadel there, if I'm honest. We are at the deadly 12-kilometer range. Still, these should finish him off. Oh, torps. Yep, another Citadel. Definitely a pattern going on here. Definitely a pattern. Okay, yes, Benson, that was good, wasn't it? Yes. Thank you, my man. So, avoided the torps. Yeah, I do apologise. I've got a bit of a frog going on at the moment. Throat's a bit... yeah. So if I've been coughing here and there during the commentary, and that's why. It's been a long day of Vladivostoking, really, to be honest. And talking, of course. Lots of talking. Okay, Chikhalov. Right, the Benson's on the Chikhalov. Chikhalov's on full health. Let's see if we can give the Chikhalov a 9-gun surprise. But yes, I've been really enjoying the Russian battleship grind. It's all right. It's pretty good. As long as you pick the right times to push with these tanks, you'll be good. And the guns are great as long as the ranges are short, you know. Medium to long, not so great. But yeah, they have their moments. They have their moments. But these ships are very tanky indeed. Wow, I shot a plane down. Were those for me? Hello. Goodbye. Hulk smash. Oh, skip bombs. Skip bombs. I hate skip bombs. Not looking so healthy now, are you, Chikoloff? No, Benson. No. Benson. Okay, we're even. I stole the destroyer earlier, and now you stole the CV. Fair play to you, sir. I'm warming to this guy. He's yeah, well done. Well, thank you. I like this guy. A good team player. A rare thing, if you ask me, in this game. It's nice to have people play the game with you in a teammate style. More team play, please, people. More team play. Look after your battleships. Look after Uncle Vlad. Steal the odd frag by all means. Just don't steal too many. Or Vlad will come for you. Late at night. No, not really. That was a bit creepy, wasn't it? Board. Right, okay, let's get down to C via A. So we're going A, and then I'm going to swing all the way around and wind up at C, hopefully, if this goes well. We're still way behind on points and ships. Great. It's one of those matches. But I'm pretty sure Uncle Vlad will fix everything. Bloody hope so, anyway. Now, I would cut this bit, but you know what? I think we're going to see some action as soon as I come around this corner, so... stick with it, kids. Alright, what have we got? We've got Ismail, Asturias, Strasbourg... I'm not really giving him enough lead, am I? He's absolutely caning along. Yeah, muff that. Oh man, the Asturias is just out of range. Yeah, 18-kilometer range on these bad boys, these 406s. I kind of wish it was more like 19, if I'm honest. Those look good. That's more like it. Yep, no citadels, but okay, at 14 kilometers, one or two, 6 or 7 battleship. The Ismail, I don't know. Is he tier 6? Anyway, yeah, about 15k damage, so pretty okay. And the tier 7 Bolognese creeping up on me, the Spanish light cruiser Bolognese there. I guess he wants to torpedo my ass, because he wouldn't be this close otherwise, would he? Surely. Oh, the Asturias is so low. But I've got to treat this guy seriously. I've got to, because he could ram me. Okay, Russian magic there, 10k. No citadels, unfortunately, sad face, but 3 overpens and 2 pence. 10k damage. I've got 2 fires on me at the moment. More to come, I'm sure, so I'm holding fire on the repair just now. Oh, he's firing AP. I would never have predicted that. If he's firing AP. I was expecting HE and more fires. Okay, fine. And now he's gonna... What's he doing? What's he doing? Boom! There you go. So, what essentially happened there was I overpenned him through the nose, or overmatched him through the nose, and the AP had long enough to arm and explode inside his hull because he approached me lengthways. If he'd approached sideways, I might have overpenned him, and he might have been able to get some torpedoes into me before he sunk. So, lesson to be learned there. Okay, Ismail. Those look good. They went long? Really? Okay, I'm confused. I'm not too sure what happened there. I think basically I got the vertical dispersion on every single shell in that spread. Wow. Okay. Something's capping B. I'm gonna guess that's the Asashio. Okay, let's take on the Strasbourg. Again, we overmatch him everywhere, so I can stay on the AP for now. And he's very sensibly using HE on me. Yep, punch through his side for a Confederate medal. Benson's gone long and is putting AP into his side. He's doing it again, isn't he? Oh, you! So once again, Benson rescues my ass when I don't need rescuing. But, yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's all good. It's all good and lovely. There goes my Kraken. Phooey! Oh well. Yeah, I've been getting very close to a Kraken every time I play this ship. Well, not every time, but almost every time I play this ship. She is definitely a ship I'm going to Kraken in soon. I'm sure of this. If I carry on playing her, sooner or later there will be many Krakens in my life. Okay, we're going to push into C. I want the Bolognese to capture D, which he's agreed to do, which is great. Asashio B went north to cap, so not expecting him. Okay, I need to heal. Oh my goodness. If you ever see a situation like this, and there's a catch a lot. I am so dead. He's going to torp me basically, and he's one of the nastiest torpedo boats in the game for his tier. Here they are, here they come, that's the first spread. And he aimed those pretty well. Nothing I could have done against those. And if he's got smoke and a reload booster, so here comes the reloaded torps. Yeah, he can reload his torps twice, basically. Okay, well, we win anyway, so... yeah, look at that. Almost 500,000 credits, got a Confederate medal. Top of the team on XP. Didn't the Benson do well? Gonna have to compliment him. Very impressed with his play. Yeah. What a score. Happy with that. Happy with that. Good spread of damage. That's how you get a Confederate medal. Yeah. Well, 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 those were two exciting matches, weren't they? I am getting the hang of this ship. I'm beginning to realize that what she's really good at, what she absolutely excels at, is pushing. She's very good at closer ranges. She's not so great at the 18-kilometer mark or the 16-kilometer mark, but when she gets to within 14 or less, things start to get interesting. The Russian guns are quite short-barreled, so the dispersion is dreadful. However, when they hit like a truck, and I can see how she got her reputation for the improved AP angles as well. She's a bit of a dangerous ship, isn't she? You can see why people use this bad boy in ranked. And talking those guns, they're 406 millimeters. A very slow reload time, which is probably just as well because they are actually quite good. 33 seconds to reload. So Adrenaline Rush, an absolute must on this ship. As it is on all ships, let's be honest. That is the go-to skill. 41% fire chance with the HE shells. They do up to 5,850. The shell velocity is quite slow, so you need to lead your targets a little more than you used to if you fire with guns that have higher shell velocity. AP, similar story, similar shell velocity, 13k damage. Very nice indeed. The secondaries, well, okay, they exist. That's all I'm going to say about the secondaries. Their reload time of 3.8 seconds, a range of 6.9 kilometers on this build. Max damage 1400. 6% chance of causing fires, not terrible, fairly competitive. Armor penetration capability of 17 mil. And a initial velocity of 895 meters a second. Okay, and then you've got these 152s, which are the heavier caliber secondaries, of course, with a reload time of 8 seconds. I was talking about the 100 mil just now. These are the 152s. Same sort of gun you'd see on a light cruiser. Maximum range of 6.9 kilometers, 2,200 damage, and a 12% fire chance. Very good. 25mm armor pen, not bad. And not bad shell velocities. Okay, so look at the survivability. She scores a 90. She has 73,600 hit points and 21% torpedo protection. Very, very reasonable. Her AA is okay. It's a little above average, but it'll do its job, but let's not get too excited. The fact that most planes are going to bounce off your incredible armor, I will show you in a minute. She's not the best thing to go up against with a CV. You really don't want to. CV players, leave the Vladivostok alone. She really isn't worth the aggro. You'll see why when I do the armor profile. Airstrikes, ASW, she gets 2 attack flights. Very good for anti-submarine warfare. 10-kilometer range, 30-second reload time, 2,000 hit points on the aircraft. Bombs in payload 2. Maximum bomb damage 4,200. Very reasonable. She's got reasonable anti-submarine warfare. Sweet. Her armor layout is, yeah, this is what I mean. I mean, look at that deck armor. 40mm of deck armor. What can I say? Skip bombers. Beware. Her armor belt is 200mm. Her lower belt 370mm. She's got this weird sort of, it's almost like they thought, yes, we're going to build an icebreaker, and then we're not. 200mm, that sticks out a little further than it should. Might catch a few people out, you can ricochet shells off that. And the nose, well, 32mm of thickness, which at tier 8, trust me my friends, is very good indeed. It's great for bow tanking, this ship. We take the nose off, you'll see a pretty exotic layout. It's like a layer cake again. What can I say? She's not like the Sinop. I mean, the Sinop has some sort of turtleback going on. This is interesting. I mean, you've got casemate armor above of 200mm to stop things punching through from above. And the Citadel itself is huge. 250mm of front armor. Just make sure you are at a slight jaunty angle. You don't want to be straight bows on, but if you're slightly off angle, you're going to find a lot of shells bounce off this. If they punch through the nose, they're going to bounce off this if you're angled. 370mm, good lord. And then above that, 200mm of casemate armor. Yes, very competitive if you angle this ship well. So the Citadel is pretty armored. 290mm below. And then you've got these side plates. If we take the side plates off, you can see 30mm Citadel below that. So if you can get plunging shells through these upper parts of the superstructure, you might get lucky and score yourself a citadel. If she's flat broadside, shouldn't be too hard, you would like to think. From the rear, similar story. If you angle this ship well, you're going to ricochet a lot of shots, and not much is going to get through, if any. And again, it's this curious extra plate of 200mm for ricocheting shells, and then beyond that, 32mm of deck armor. Very reasonable. And as you can see, the superstructure, like the Sinop, is quite small and hard to farm. Okay, it's 19mm like all superstructures in this game, but again, it's quite hard to farm. And just to throw you off, a conning tower of 425mm, just to annoy those people that are spamming HE shells, just to ricochet a few off the top, as it were. What can I say? The turrets are very well armored. It is possible to lose a turret here and there, but I've never lost a turret in all the matches I've played in her so far. That hasn't happened. And I have to say, I think she is a bit of a tank and would be very good in competitive for holding caps or pushing into enemy caps because of her sheer tankiness. Hard ship to deal with, if you ask me. As for captain skills, well, I've got a 12-point captain in her at the moment. I'm not part of the World of Warships program, you know. I would like to be, maybe, if I get the subs and people like me enough. I would like very much to join the World of Warcraft's development program, or creator program, as they call it, the creator development team. I would very much like to carry on creating content with their approval, because you get a much better matchmaker, for one thing. Trust me, playing tier 10 matches in this ship is painful. The 2 matches I showcased today were pretty much on tier, so that gives you some idea of how well I must have done against the tier 10s. I will showcase a tier 10 match if you insist. You can put it in the comments and I'll show you how she performs, but it's not great, as you can imagine. There are a lot of very big guns out there these days, aren't there? Vermont, I'm looking at you. Yes, quite. A Shishkashima, etc. Anyway, let's have a look at the builds. So, on line 1, I've gone with Emergency Repair Specialist. She gets these fast repair parties, only 4 of them, so we want to get them back as quick as possible, so go with Emergency Repair Specialist for your first pick. Her guns are incredibly slow turning. I don't think I mentioned that. As you can see, we've managed to get the turn time down to a reasonable, respectable 37.5 seconds. And we've done this by taking Grease the Gears in line 2. And then on line 3, the obligatory Adrenaline Rush. So as we lose hit points, our guns reload faster. Always a good idea. And for our last pick, for our first 10 points, you want to take Concealment Expert, because she has excellent concealment. Something else I didn't mention. 12.2 kilometers, which for a battleship is quite astonishing. With the Concealment mod and this skill pick, Captain Skill Pick, you will get it down to 12.2 kilometers, which, trust me, helps with creeping up to and pushing into enemy ships. They rarely see you coming. And when they do, oh goodness. Right, so what would I do with my next 4 points? I probably, and usually you'd pick up Fire Prevention Expert, but don't forget you've got these quick fire parties. More on that in a minute. So I would pick up Emergency Repair Expert for my 5th pick, because I need the extra heal. She only gets 3 heals, so get her up to 4 heals as fast as you can. So for your 5th pick, take this one. And then for your 6th pick, well, you could take Fire Prevention Expert to add to that tankiness, right? And to get some control of your fires. Although you do have the speedy repair, and if you're prepared to risk it, yes, you could take Furious, because the reload time on those guns is insanely slow. 33 seconds. So having a 10% buff to that to bring that speed down would be useful. So Furious or Fire Prevention Expert, your choice. And a similar story here. Your basics of survivability is always a good pick. Again, module restoration time, fire extinguishing time, flood recovery time are all reduced. But bear in mind you do have that fast repair, so it's possible to get away with improved repair party readiness on this ship. What that means is if you tank more than 2 million damage, you get an extra heal. So you go from 4 heals to 5, which is very useful. Can you tank that kind of damage in a Vladivostok? On tier, I would argue yes. But matchmaker being what it is, and the fact that we don't get the improved matchmaker, you're going to find yourself in tier 9 and 10 matches from time to time. Quite a lot, actually. So, I don't know. I'm tempted to say not yet. Basics of survivability for this ship. Maybe this for the tier 9 or the tier 10. But, you know, I have had a few matches where I've gone over 2 million and this would have been useful. So, yeah, we're in that kind of territory. Up to you guys. You pick whatever you think is right. I'm probably going to err to caution and go with basics of survivability, but it's tempting to take improved repair party readiness. I'm going to have to play a few more matches before I decide which one I'm going to go with. But there's my build. Okay, so what modules would we take? Let's have a look at the equipment. I haven't mentioned this, have I? So in line 1, module 1 would it be main armaments modification 1, because you want to keep those 406s alive and working. So this enhances their survivability and helps with risk of incapacity. Second module, damage control system modification 1, to bring down the chance of being caught on fire and risk of flooding, adds to our tankiness. And then for my third mod, aiming system modification 1, because the dispersion on these guns is dreadful. You want to bring the dispersion under control if you can. So aiming system modification 1 for your third pick. In slot 4, I'd go with damage control system modification 2, again to bring fire extinguishing time down and flood recovery time down. For those times when you don't have a repair party up, or you've simply run out of repair parties. Okay, so you don't want those fires burning for too long, you don't want those floods burning going for too long. Because this, you only get four, clearly four fast damage control teams. Okay, so bear that in mind, Okay, and then finally in our 5th slot, concealment system modification 1 to give us that very competitive 12.2 kilometers. Maneuverability wise, well, she's not the fastest ship in the fleet. She does 30.5 knots with the speed flag, and she has a turning circle of 950 meters. She's hardly a ballerina. Rudder shift time is 13.7 seconds, so bear that all in mind when you're sailing her. She is a bit sluggish, but she is a battleship, so you kind of expect that kind of maneuverability. I've sailed worse, if I'm honest. Her maneuverability is okay. It's okay. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed those videos and my aftermatch analysis and build. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.